Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build Dinosaur.
Round 1.
Okay, so I am starting my dinosaur build right now, and I want to make something really big and impressive. I am going to build a brontosaurus, one of those huge, long-necked dinosaurs that walked around millions of years ago. I am using gray concrete and light gray concrete as my main materials. Gray and light gray together create a nice stone-like color palette that makes the dinosaur look like it could be carved out of rock, almost like a museum statue or a fossil come to life. Starting with the front legs, because every build needs a solid base to stand on. Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build Dinosaur. I am placing gray concrete blocks for the main structure of each leg, making them thick and sturdy because a brontosaurus was one of the heaviest land animals that ever lived. These creatures weighed up to 15 tons, so their legs had to be incredibly strong and pillar-like to support all that weight. I am also using stair blocks mixed in with the regular blocks to add shape and contour to the legs. Stair blocks have that angled cutaway corner that lets you create tapered or rounded shapes. By placing stairs at the edges of the legs, the straight blocky columns start to look more like actual organic limbs with muscle definition and joint shapes. The combination of full blocks for the core structure and stairs for the surface shaping is one of the most effective techniques for building natural organic forms in Minecraft. Now I am moving to the back to build the hind legs. Brontosaurus hind legs were actually taller than the front legs, which gave the animal a slight upward slope from shoulders to hips. This body shape is characteristic of many sauropod dinosaurs, and it is important to get right for accuracy. If I made all 4 legs the same height, the dinosaur would look flat-backed like a table, which is not how these animals actually looked. The elevated hip height also helped sauropods support their massive tails, which acted as a counterbalance to their long necks. The tail and neck essentially balanced each other like a seesaw, with the hips as the fulcrum point. Making the hind legs taller shifts the center of gravity toward the back, which is biomechanically correct. I am using the same gray concrete and light gray concrete combination for the hind legs, keeping the material palette consistent across the whole build. Consistency in materials is important because it tells the viewer that this is one single creature made of one type of skin or hide, not a patchwork of different animals stitched together. The light gray concrete adds subtle highlights and variation to the surface without introducing a completely different color. On a real animal, skin is never one perfectly uniform shade. There are always subtle variations in tone caused by light, shadow, muscle structure underneath, and natural pigmentation differences. Using 2 very similar shades of gray mimics that natural variation. Just like with the front legs, I am using stair blocks to add detail and shape to the hind legs. Stairs at the ankles create the narrowing effect where the leg tapers down to the foot. Stairs at the knee area suggest the joint where the leg bends. And stairs at the top of the leg where it meets the body create a smooth transition from limb to torso rather than an abrupt right angle. Every stair block placement is a small sculptural decision that affects how the overall shape reads from a distance. Building organic creatures in Minecraft is essentially digital sculpture. You are carving a 3-dimensional form out of cubic blocks, and the stairs are your chisel for refining the rough shape into something that looks alive. The hind legs are now complete and standing taller than the front legs, exactly as they should be. Looking at all 4 legs together, they form a stable base that can support whatever I build on top. The proportional difference in height between front and back is subtle but noticeable, giving the body that characteristic sauropod slope. The spacing between the legs is wide enough that the body above will have room to be properly thick and massive without looking like it is balancing on stilts. Now, I am building upward to construct the neck and head. I am starting from the top of the front legs and extending blocks forward and upward in a long, curving arc. The neck of a brontosaurus was extremely long, one of the longest necks of any animal that ever lived. It allowed these dinosaurs to reach vegetation high up in trees that no other herbivore could access, giving them an evolutionary advantage in feeding. I am using light gray concrete and gray concrete together, alternating them to create a natural skin tone variation along the neck. The neck gets slightly narrower as it extends upward and forward, tapering from the thick base where it connects to the body to the smaller head at the tip. At the end of the neck, I am shaping a relatively small head. Brontosaurus had surprisingly tiny heads compared to their enormous bodies. The head was basically just big enough to house the brain, eyes, nostrils, and mouth. It did not need to be large because these dinosaurs did not chew their food. They simply stripped leaves from branches and swallowed them whole, relying on their massive digestive system to break everything down. Now I need to fill in the body area. The space underneath the neck, the belly, and the chest area all need to be covered. I am switching to oak planks for this section, using regular oak planks, oak slabs, and oak stairs. Oak wood has a warm tan brown color that contrasts nicely with the gray concrete above and creates the visual impression of a lighter colored underbelly. Many real animals have lighter coloring on their undersides than on their backs and sides. This is called counter shading, and it serves as natural camouflage. When sunlight hits an animal from above, the back is lit brightly, while the belly falls into shadow. By having a lighter belly, the shadow is counteracted, and the animal appears more uniformly colored, making it harder for predators to spot. Using oak planks for the underbelly and gray concrete for the upper body, replicates this natural counter-shading effect. Oak slabs and stairs let me shape the belly area smoothly, creating the rounded underside of a large herbivore with a massive gut full of fermenting plant material. At the back, I am building a short tail extending out from the hips. Brontosaurus had long tails in reality, but for the scale of my build, a shorter tail works better proportionally. I am using the same gray and light gray concrete to keep the color consistent with the rest of the body. The tail tapers from thick at the base, where it connects to the body, to thin at the tip, just like a real tail. Stair blocks help create that gradual narrowing effect. Finally, I am adding eyes to the dinosaur's head using stone buttons. Buttons are tiny blocks that protrude slightly from the surface, perfect for representing small eyes on a large creature. Stone buttons have a gray color that blends with the concrete head while still being visible as distinct features. 2 buttons placed on either side of the head give the dinosaur a face and bring the whole build to life. Phew, it took so much effort. Great, my dinosaur is ready.
Hello?
Hey, Banana Kid, look, I built it. Do you like?
No.
What? Don't you like the fact that I used planks in my construction because they made it cheaper?
Oh.
It's a pity, but I tried so hard. Maybe then you'll try to build a better dinosaur yourself?
Yay!
They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready?
Yahoo!
Then go ahead.
Round 2.
Banana Kid is starting his dinosaur build, and he is reaching for some very different materials. He is grabbing nether bricks, both the red and black varieties, along with nether brick slabs, nether brick stairs, and nether wart blocks. That is a full nether material palette, everything sourced from the fiery underworld dimension. Red nether bricks have a deep dark crimson color. Regular nether bricks are a dark reddish brown. Black nether bricks are nearly jet black, and nether wart blocks are a fleshy dark red. Together, these materials create a dark, menacing color scheme that is completely different from the stone-colored brontosaurus I built. This dinosaur is going to look like it crawled straight out of a volcano or a demon dimension. He is starting with the legs, building thick, powerful hind limbs using the different nether brick variants. Mixing regular blocks with stairs and slabs gives the legs shape and definition. The stairs create angled surfaces at the joints and edges, while the slabs add thin transitional layers between sections. Nether wart blocks mixed into the legs add patches of that deep, fleshy red color, creating texture variation that makes the skin look rough and scaly. Now he is building 2 arms at the front, and they are much shorter than the hind legs. They are these tiny little appendages that stick out from the upper body and dangle without reaching the ground. Wait a moment. Short arms that cannot reach the ground, massive, powerful hind legs, a body that leans forward. I think Banana Kid is building a T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex, the most famous predator that ever walked the earth. Those famously tiny arms are one of the most recognizable features of any dinosaur. Scientists still debate exactly what T-Rex used those little arms for, but they were definitely too short for walking on and too small relative to the body for grabbing large prey. Some theories suggest they were used for grasping during mating, for pushing the animal up off the ground when it was lying down, or that they were simply vestigial limbs that were becoming smaller over evolutionary time. Whatever their purpose, those stubby little arms are iconic and instantly identify this as a T-Rex. Now Banana Kid is building upward to create the body and head. The body leans forward aggressively with the head jutting out in front, which is the correct posture for a T-Rex. Modern paleontology shows that T-Rex held its body roughly horizontal with the tail extending straight back as a counterbalance to the heavy head and torso. The old museum poses that showed T-Rex standing upright like a kangaroo are now considered inaccurate. Banana Kid has the posture right. The head and body push forward, while the tail will extend backward. He is shaping the head now and making a small open mouth. The mouth is not gaping wide, just slightly parted, which gives the T-Rex a subtle, menacing expression rather than a full roar. Inside the head, instead of using nether wart blocks like the rest of the body, Banana Kid is placing gold blocks for the eyes. Gold blocks are bright, vibrant yellow, and they stand out dramatically against the dark nether brick face. Yellow eyes on a dark-skinned predator look absolutely terrifying. Many predatory animals have bright yellow or amber eyes in real life, like eagles, wolves, and crocodiles. The bright eye color helps these animals see well in low light conditions, and the contrast makes their gaze look intense and focused. Banana Kid is filling in the belly area underneath the body, now using different types of nether bricks. The underside gets the same dark treatment as the rest of the body, keeping this dinosaur looking uniformly dark and menacing. There is no light-colored underbelly on this T-Rex like the countershading on my brontosaurus. A predator does not need countershading camouflage the same way a prey animal does, so a uniformly dark color scheme is actually appropriate for a carnivore. Now he is building the tail extending out from the back of the body. The tail goes straight back horizontally, acting as a counterweight to the massive head at the front. I mentioned earlier how a T-Rex held its body horizontally balanced like a seesaw, and the tail is the essential counterbalance that makes this work. Without the tail, the heavy head and torso would tip the animal forward, and it would fall on its face. The tail contains powerful muscles that helps control balance during walking, and especially during high-speed running. Banana Kid is using the nether brick blocks, stairs, and slabs to build the tail, making it thick at the base and gradually thinner toward the tip. He is extending the tail further now, adding more blocks to give it proper length. A T-Rex tail was roughly half the total body length of the animal, so it needs to be substantial. Banana Kid is tapering it carefully, removing 1 block of width every few blocks of length, so the narrowing effect is gradual and smooth. The stairs blocks at the edges help create that tapered shape, their angled surfaces suggesting the muscle and bone structure narrowing toward the tail tip. The nether brick material keeps the tail looking dark and powerful, consistent with the rest of the body. The tail is now complete and extends a good distance behind the body. Looking at the full build from the side, you can see the classic T-Rex silhouette, massive head with jaws, tiny useless arms, powerful hind legs, barrel chest, and long balancing tail. The dark nether brick color scheme makes it look absolutely ferocious, like a creature born from fire and darkness. The gold block eyes gleam against the dark face. Banana Kid has created a genuinely intimidating dinosaur.
Ta-da! Yay!
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's that noise you're making?
Banana Kid and I are building Dinosaur, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Maybe then you have comments on the construction of Banana Kid?
Listen, Banana Kid, because you mixed so many different red blocks without contrast, your T-Rex merges into one solid spot. Right now, he doesn't look like a formidable predator.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you'll build a dinosaur?
Okay, then let's run to the place.
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
Good?
Thanks, guys. Then I'm starting. Round 3. I am going to build my dinosaur with careful attention to anatomy, proportion, and detail. I want it to be large enough to walk inside, which means I need to think about it as both a sculpture and a building. Let me start with the first leg. I am using green terracotta as my primary material. Green terracotta has a muted olive green tone that looks natural and organic, like weathered reptilian skin. It is not as bright as green concrete, which would look too artificial, and it is not as dark as dark green materials that would lose detail in shadows. Green terracotta sits in that sweet spot of looking like a realistic living creature color. I am shaping the leg thick and powerful, building it up from a wide foot to a muscular thigh. This is going to be a large carnivorous dinosaur, so the legs need to communicate raw strength and predatory power. Now, I am building the main body. And this is where the build really starts to take shape. I am using green terracotta for the majority of the body surface, but I am also incorporating black terracotta to create stripe patterns along the back and spine. Many real reptiles, and even some reconstructions of dinosaurs, feature stripe patterns on their backs. Stripes serve multiple functions in nature. They can act as camouflage by breaking up the outline of the animal, making it harder to spot against a background of light and shadow. They can also serve as species identification markers, helping animals recognize their own kind. In visual design, stripes add visual interest and prevent large surfaces from looking flat and boring. By alternating green and black terracotta along the spine, I create a bold pattern that makes the dinosaur look more detailed and realistic than a single color build would. I am building the neck section extending forward from the body. Using green terracotta to shape a thick muscular neck that curves slightly upward. The tail extends from the back of the body, tapering gradually from the thick base to a thinner tip. I am making sure both the neck and tail are properly balanced in length so the dinosaur looks proportionally correct. Then I am going through the entire body, filling in any remaining gaps and hollow spaces with green terracotta blocks, making the torso solid and massive. Now, I am building the face at the front of the neck. This is the most expressive part of any creature build, and I want to get it right. I am shaping the snout from green terracotta, making it long and angular with a squared-off tip. For the eyes, I am using white concrete and red concrete. White concrete forms the eye background, and red concrete creates deep crimson irises. Red eyes on a green dinosaur create a striking predatory look. Red is associated with danger, aggression, and intensity. Exactly the impression a large carnivorous dinosaur should give. The white eye surrounding the red iris makes the eye look large and alert, like the dinosaur is focused on something and ready to strike. For the teeth, I am placing white concrete blocks inside the mouth area. The teeth do not protrude outside the closed mouth. They sit inside the jawline, where they would naturally be when the mouth is shut. This is anatomically accurate because most real reptiles and dinosaurs had teeth that fit inside the jaw when the mouth was closed, unlike the exaggerated fangs you see in movies where teeth stick out in all directions. At the front, I am building tiny arms from green terracotta and white concrete. The white concrete at the tips represents claws or lighter colored skin on the fingers. These small arms confirm that this is a theropod dinosaur, a two-legged predator with reduced forelimbs. The arms are proportionally small compared to the massive body, just a few blocks each, but they add an important anatomical detail that completes the dinosaur silhouette. On the right side, I am now filling in the remaining empty space in the body and building the second hind leg. The second leg mirrors the first one in size, shape, and material. Maintaining the bilateral symmetry that all real animals have. I am using the same green terracotta blocks and the same construction techniques to ensure both legs look identical. The body cavity between the legs is now fully enclosed with terracotta blocks, making the torso solid from every angle. Now, I am creating an entrance passage into the interior of the dinosaur. I am cutting through the body wall and creating a doorway that leads inside. Once inside, I am placing any missing terracotta blocks on the interior walls to make sure the space is fully enclosed and the walls are smooth. I am building ladders on the interior walls so you can climb up through the body to higher levels inside the dinosaur. The interior is spacious enough to function as actual living quarters, which is the goal of making the dinosaur this large. It's time for furniture. I am placing a bed, a nightstand, and lamp next to it. Bookshelves line one wall surrounding an enchanting table, creating a proper enchanting setup where the bookshelves power the table with knowledge. Various chests go along the walls for item storage, a crafting table provides a workstation for recipes, and furnaces handle smelting and cooking duties. Armor stands display full sets of armor like trophies from past adventures. A brewing stand and cauldron filled with water create an alchemy corner for potion crafting. I am hanging paintings on the interior walls to add color and decoration. Armor goes onto the stands so they display complete gear sets. And on the floor, I'm laying down green carpet. Green carpet matches the green terracotta walls and creates a cohesive color theme throughout the interior. The green carpet on the floor makes it feel like you are walking on moss or grass inside a living creature, which adds to the immersive fantasy of living inside a dinosaur. Great! My dinosaur is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, your green dinosaur is simply gorgeous. Every scale and tooth in its place. The perfectly matched gradient of green blocks makes it so bold and lively that it looks like it's really going to bite someone's head off.
Thank you guys. I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you liked the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.